It was something new for me, being that I came from like a very like small kind of environment and living in Hawaii. Something of this atmosphere, kind of different in a good way. It was super exciting that you were able to put in all this work since January to April with your teammates, people that you rely on, people that you trust, people that you love, and you're able to make something that you all were trying to achieve this entire year. And the fact that we were able to get there and get there being happy with how we put in the work, how we were able to do things, it was the most satisfying thing in the world.
I think the most important thing was that our coach always like kept us on that mentality, like, hey, we're here, but like don't go off like to the crowd, get your mentality straight. So that helped us a lot. Our coach like kept us like straight and stuff, so it was good.
Yeah, I think there was also a lot of kind of just learning how to play with each other. We had a lot of new guys last year. We got a lot of new guys this year, and sometimes it's just being the best 6, 7, 8, 12 players on and off the court and knowing what your guys can do and having confidence in your team. And I think that's where we progressed the most in the last part of the season, is just we all had confidence in each other and each other's ability. So
I think it was that, and then also like when we practiced, even the JV, or not JV, but the second string people, they would always make practice really competitive. So the teams would be pretty even, and then one team would win by 2, and then the next team would win by 2 for the next game.
There's a lot of behind-the-scenes work that doesn't get noticed, and especially by maybe the guys on the bench, or even the guys that sometimes you don't even see in the gym, or even the guys on the sideline that were cheering us on in the stands. Those were all huge parts of our success last year. So
I think to remember that we're a team and we need to stay together. Earlier in the year, we dropped a couple matches, and it was kind of easy for us to like point the finger at like, oh, you did this and you did this wrong, and that's why we lost. But as we grew as a team and gained more experience throughout those losses, we were able to focus on, okay, we lost a match, or we're down a set or 2. We need to still remain as a team because that's who we are. Because when we play as a team, we're so much better than if we play by ourselves individually. Superstitions. I say the one thing that we probably do every time before we play a game is we always pray together. Being that we have so many different people from so many different countries that speak different languages, it's kind of nice to have a prayer where one person can say a prayer in English, Portuguese, Spanish. Sometimes I even did one in Hawaiian. It's just nice to see that, and that we're all able to focus on one thing and just kind of center ourselves and kind of be calm right before a game, getting all the nerves out.
Just not get like overwhelmed with it, because you can have a perfect game and out of nowhere you can like hit the ball in the net, down the net, and the other team starts smashing you. So it's just like keep going until the last like point, until you get to 25.
we kind of had this mentality at the beginning of the season, like, hey, go when you're winning, go out and step on their throats, kind of thing. But we realized that we were kind of using too much energy at that point. So to say to be steady when you're winning isn't really accurate, but I would say be
like in the zone.
Be in the zone. Don't lose focus of your end goal, because game's not over until that point hits 25. So.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Mostly just like staying in the zone no matter what the score is, and staying confident in what you're doing. Like, don't get comfortable just because you got a big lead and then play it safe. You gotta stay confident and keep on pushing.
I feel like if you're losing behind, I don't think getting angry is the best thing to do. And if you see like your teammates in angry or like in a bad mood, I feel like the best way you can help your team to get out of that mentality is just to say, hey, let's go, keep going. It's until 25, we got this, like, keep going. Don't like put your head down and stuff. Like, be the bigger person and say like, hey, let's just keep going. Another point comes, let's go.
I think it's the hardest, but I think that's when you have to have the mentality, kind of like go out there and like step on their throats, because even though like you're behind, you can't go out there and just do things, go
Yeah,
through the motions.
you can't play it safe even if you're behind. You still gotta, like I just said, be confident in what you're doing. And if you're better than them, you will beat them. If not, they're gonna beat you. By playing it safe, you're potentially giving up points that you shouldn't be.
I think when we've lost all hope and we're down, it's the fact that like if we're losing and if we do lose the match, we have time after the game to reflect on what we did wrong and what we can fix. I felt like us losing last year in a couple of games and even in pool play against Benedictine in the national tournament, we were able to take those mistakes and make us better. I think we were able to adjust really nicely, really well to the fact that we lost and use those mistakes and what we could use to fix our mistakes into our next couple matches against Ottawa and Missouri Baptist. And I think that really showed that we were able to bounce back really quick.
Honestly, I would say my team and the coaching staff. I mean, there was points in the season where I think all 12, 13, 14 guys were like, we're not going to make it. We lost a few on the road. We lost to Park, and we lost a few big games down the road, and especially at nationals. There were some times where it was looking a little weary, but I don't think any of us actually lost hope because we all had each other. So it was kind of that's the nice part of a team aspect, is that you have each other when other people are losing hope to pick you up.
I would agree with what you said, and then you can't really think that you've lost hope, because if you can't think that you can win, you're not going to win just by taking your head out of the game right there.